I got something to admit. I have never seen Game of Thrones. Actually, that's not true. I have seen Series 6, the entire of Series 6, and Episode 1 of the Telltale game. But I haven't seen Series 1 to 5. So I thought to lead up to Series 7 on me reviewing every single episode of Game of Thrones. All 60 episodes. So, and some of them might be less reviewy but more reactionary, where I think what's going to happen, what isn't going to happen. And all you people who have A, read the books, or 2, have watched the show will be he's totally right. No, you're wrong. You're just wrong. So let's begin this bastard and begin with episode 1. In the first episode I realized something, that this is a show that's going to tell you something and don't answer it and don't talk about it until like the end of the season, and hope it ties in a title or bow and everything is sent off, because in the first 10 minutes of this episode, we are opened by these group of men who are walking in this snowy forest, and they find an army of dead bodies, and one of the bodies comes alive and starts killing them, and I thought it might be mentioned a lot out through this season, out through this episode, because I'm used to DC CW way of doing television, and of hammering it, but understandable hammering. They didn't. They maybe mentioned it after that opening once, maybe twice, and that's it. And I'm like, yep, this is gonna be out a season 1 storyline of them talking about the monsters in the forest and stuff like that. Cersei, from my understanding from a lot of fans, is she is everyone's favorite character of the Game of Thrones, mainly because she is nothing but a total bitch. As I am saying that very sarcastically over the whole favorite character. And while watching this episode, I realized something, that Cersei is going to be the journey of her becoming your typical bitch to the, oh my god, you should be on, your head must be on a fucking plate, and you're thinking psychopathic thoughts and stuff like that. You're thinking those type of things, because at the beginning I was like, you know what? I picture this being a story arc of Cersei being maybe a nice basis, a couple questionable things that will lead off stuff ahead, definitely over the was it Sampa, Sophie Turner's character saying, who's so sorry, she says to that character, Cersei says, have you bled yet to marry my younger free? And I'm like, wow, that is the most like, okay, that's something that's kind of a bitchy thing to say, and so that's my predicament, that this first season is going to be the journey of her not being a total bitch into a total bitch. So that's my predicament of a Cersei. And she's not the worst person of this episode. I mean, her brother that she's fucking pushes a kid out of a window and falls that kid, letting that kid to fall to his death. That's probably the more worst thing that a character has done in this episode. Now, of course, this is probably going to be a show where I'm probably going to say, was that really necessary? Like, really? Like, do we really need to have that acts of violence, or do we need to have that sex scene, or do we need that slow nudity? And I think with the entry of, was it, Aparia, Emilia Clarke's character, I like how we introduced this character, her being this shy girl who's probably a mentor or something that she didn't sign up for, and her brother being this guy who's like, you will do this to let us turn home, no matter the consequences. You will do this, no ifs, no buts, even if it means, as I quote, marrying this warrior, this hunter, this manhunter, Khal Drogo. And even I quote him, he doesn't care if she fucks every single person. I mean, but the scene that I was like, the introducing of him saying like, people will write this in the history books and beautiful in a way, and when he's saying that, he just basically takes off her clothes and starts touching her. I'm like, I don't know if that was necessary. I mean, you could just say that in words and then move on and be a total dick and kind of move on. But that's when I realized that this is going to be a show that I'm going to maybe like. But have like stuff that's kind of be like, was that necessary? Do we really need that? Like, really? Like, all of that. But I have set myself a goal to review every episode, and that's what I'm going to do. So I gave you my predicaments, my thoughts, what I think was going to happen, my was that necessary scene or moment. So episode 1 of series 1, Winter is Coming, can cross off the list of episodes that I have done.